It's got like it's got leaves. Wow, it's a plant. This has been
plants.
herbology. This has been welcome. My TED Talk was secretly about plants all the time.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My
Of the music
Oh,
boy. You messaged me being like, oh my gosh, the music is so good. And I knew the music was good, but it's another thing to actually like sit through it. And the music fucking rocks.
The music
in this film
slaps. And that was the thing where it was just like, I knew that I liked the music, but it had been a while since I had like actually listened to any of the music or listened to the soundtrack or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then the opening number, just the opening like riff comes in, and I was just like, oh, ooh. I am into this. Like
between that, so hello, welcome back to the podcast. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, the movie musical podcast where we review and recap movie musicals. Mm-hmm. And today, we are doing the 1986 film Little Shop of Horrors.
Bless.
Starring Rick Moranis, Steve Martin, what's her face?
Ellen Green.
And Ellen Green. I was like, Eileen Green. I knew it was E something Green.
It's Ellen Green. She's who I go into because she's also the original Audrey.
Yeah. And just some fantastic vocals and instrumentals. But so between the opening and then Skid Row.
I know. I will get there, but I have in all caps. I love a huge choral number. It feels like we haven't had a good big choral number in like in a solid amount of time.
Yeah, like a good ensemble
like
song that actually has weight to it.
Yeah. Oh, so good. By the way, just had you seen this movie?
Oh, Grace. Not only have I seen this movie many times, but I played Seymour in the all-girls summer camp production of Little Shop of Horrors.
Perfect. No notes.
But I played Seymour 1, which meant I was only in Act 1. And then a different act girl took over for Seymour in Act 2. So I know Act 1 really well. Couldn't tell you what happens in Act 2.
That is the most summer camp statement I've ever heard in my life.
And you know what? I had a fucking ball.
I know.
I had a ball. But yeah, I went to an all-girls sleepaway summer camp for 3 years, and I did their musicals every single year, and I never played a girl.
Yep.
Always had a good role. Was always a dude.
Always a guy. Yeah, for sure.
Was always a guy. But yeah, no, I was Seymour 1, so I know Act 1 really, really well.
I had never seen this movie. Or seen a stage production.
No fucking way.
But I've listened to the sound.
What?
Yeah, but I've listened to the original soundtrack like all the way through. So it's like I know the songs, but it's like I'd never had a chance to like actually see it done, and I had never sat down and watched the movie until now. So this was a blast.
Oh my god. Did you scream when Steve Martin appeared?
I had to stand up and walk away from my computer because I didn't know what to do.
This movie's fucking wild. And I'd forgotten Bill Murray.
Bill Murray appeared, and that was my surely not moment.
Surely not. That's an excellent surely
Bill
not.
Murray appeared, and I said surely not.
Surely not. I was like, that can't be Bill Murray. And then it was.
And it was.
Okay.
It was so weird, as only he can be.
Okay, so whether you are a seasoned veteran of Little Shop of Horrors like myself,
yes,
or brand new to this cult classic musical,
indeed,
we start in the early 1960s in... It's never said the city. It's most likely New York.
It's New York.
It has
the
an
movie
above-ground train system.
Yeah, well, and it has a one shot of the background being Empire State.
You're right. But I guess my point is they never explicitly say.
No, they don't say we're in New York.
This is New York
But
City.
the background is New York, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We meet our Greek chorus girls, dressed in fantastic peplum outfits.
Oh, yeah.
And we get our opening song prologue,
yes.
Little Shop of Horrors. And they don't tell us what's coming our way, but they warn us that something's gonna get us.
Yep, something's gonna happen. Look out, look out.
I fucking love this song.
God, it's so good. And this is the song that, man, it's such a good opener, and it gets you in just the right mood for this movie. Listen, the music and lyrics, those two are famous for a reason.
Yeah.
Cool. So
it's like they're good.
Yeah, it's almost like they're good at this. So we also get introduced through this song to our sort of main cast of characters. So we have Seymour, who works in a florist shop.
Krellborn. Mushnick's
Mr. Mushnick's
flower shop.
Yes. Mr. Mushnick runs the shop, and Seymour's just
like an
a
older
very
white gentleman.
Clumsy kind of kid, just keeps breaking stuff, falling over, like just classic bumbling. And then nearing the end of the song, Audrey appears for her. She also works at the flower shop. She is like in stiletto heels and like a really tight dress and has a black eye.
Bleached blonde hair.
Yeah.
I just love, and if we're going to talk about music, I want to talk about the end of this song where we've established the chorus, both in terms of like lyrics as well as ensemble.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's in Skid Row. It's the end of Skid Row that always gives me fucking chills.
Oh,
but,
yes. We're almost there.
We also establish that Seymour not only works at this flower shop, he also lives in the basement below us.
Yes.
And that a total solar eclipse happened last week.
Right.
We meet Audrey at the end of the song, and she has a fake eye, and it is fake eye. She's a black eye.
Oh, and it's truly
and it's such a fake black eye. It's like a smooth circle. And we learn through Mr. Mushnick, once the song is over, that it's Audrey's boyfriend. He's hit her again.
Right. And but she's
crazy
about him. Mr. Mushnick then, like, the Greek chorus changed to like just a couple of girls on the street, kids, and then he runs them off for loitering, and as he tells them to go and try and make something of themselves, we get into the song Skid Row. Which sets the scene.
If our opening number set the scene that something creepy and spooky and horror-y is coming, Skid Row sets the location.
Yeah, it's like setting the tone versus setting the scene.
Skid Row is the neighborhood that they all live in, that the flower shop is set in, and it's down on its luck. It's dirty.
Yeah.
It is kind of a seedier underbelly. There's a lot of unhoused people sleeping on. A lot of people sleeping on the streets. It's a rough neighborhood.
Yes.
And it's an ensemble song at first, and then we do get Audrey and Seymour with verses later about like their backstories.
And I didn't know that Rick Moranis could sing, and I looked it up, and that was his voice, and he's good.
Yeah. He's good. He holds his own.
I know.
I think he's a little old casting wise, but that's just my opinion.
Whatever. I didn't question it, but he's
kid all the time, and I'm like, that is a 40-year-old man.
How old was he whenever he did this? I'm curious. What was this? 86?
I don't know, but Steve Martin was 41.
Oh dear.
86, yeah.
It was in 1986. He was born in 1953. 63, 73, 83.
Okay, so he's like 30s.
He's like 30, 35, I think. 33, something like that.
I don't know. They really like dweeb him up, and Seymour is so pathetic for so much of the film that it's really hard to age him. He talks about how Mr. Mushnick like took him off the street and gave him a bed and a job. He took him from the boys' home, and I'm like, okay, cool. Are you supposed 18? To be 17?
Like, yeah.
Or are you supposed to be like a man? Unclear.
Yeah.
The thing that I love, and this is not a hill I'll die on, but something that this is definitely homework, is the end of Skid Row. Once we've gone through the lyrics and the verses, and then Audrey and Seymour have a contrasting melody to the ensemble, which is the "Someone show me a way to get out of here, because I'll move heaven. Yeah, I'll move heaven and hell to get out of here." I have goosebumps just thinking about it.
I know. I just got goosebumps thinking about it. It's so good.
I'm stuck. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, so probably, honestly, Skid Row's good homework for this movie, because, like, God, it's just, like, I love a choral number. Love a huge chorus number.
It's a good choral number. It's really good setting the scene, setting the tone.
Yes.
It's interesting that there is a lot of overlap, at least, and I can see it serving a different purpose on stage, but because film is such a visual medium, we saw so much of Skid Row in the prologue, and I think the prologue is typically done on as bare of a stage as possible.
Right.
So they served, do you hear what I'm saying, where I'm like, they served different purposes, stage to screen. So I can see Skid Row could almost be a little redundant in the film version, but absolutely not, because it's a wonderful song.
Because it's an incredible song.
Much.
Yes.
But if the prologue takes place on a bare stage with our Greek chorus, then Skid Row is what introduces us to the world.
Yes, absolutely. So after this song, we get...
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
In this essay, I will. So
Thank you for your consideration.
So we get a bunch of shots of Audrey and Seymour and Mr. Mushnick just in their shop with no customers, just very bored. And at the end of the day, Mr. Mushnick decides that he's going to shut down the store, that they shouldn't come into work tomorrow, that he's given up, no one wants to buy flowers from him. And Audrey stops him and says, well, wait, let Seymour get your plant that you found. Maybe if we have something interesting in the shop window, that will bring someone in. So Seymour goes and gets this plant, which he brings up and says that he has dubbed it Audrey 2, to which Audrey squeaks in response, which was very funny. And he explains he like puts it in the window, and within like 15 seconds, a customer comes in a very fake, silly way of just like, what an interesting and incredible plant in the window. Please tell me, where did you come about this?
So, two things. One, he literally opens the door like, excuse me, I couldn't help noticing that strange and unusual plant. You know who that is, that first customer?
Who?
That's Christopher Guest.
Wait, what? What? What?
Yeah, that's Christopher Guest. He plays the first customer.
That is such a delightful fun fact. Oh my god.
I noticed that because I was looking at the casting and then I was like, okay, that is Bill Murray. Wait, Christopher Guest. What are you doing here?
The first customer, that is
just has,
wild.
Yeah. Like, this is the six-fingered man.
Yes, I know.
Exactly, like guarantee. Audrey's like, we'll put a strange and unusual plant in the window and it will bring in customers. And then, surprise, Christopher Guest arrives. And I couldn't help noticing. And then he doesn't ask to buy the plant. He's like, oh, well, while I'm here, I might as well buy $100 worth of roses.
Yes.
And Mr. Mushnick, like, pees his pants.
Yes.
And then essentially, like, we see the same thing happening, like a revolving door over and over, where more customers arrive and buy things because they're intrigued by this strange and unusual plant at the window.
And we get a background song about how the plant is found, which Seymour explains that he was in Chinatown, and there's this one florist that he always goes to because he normally has like cool and interesting plants, and he didn't have anything on that day. And then the unexpected solar eclipse happened, and there was like a classic B sci-fi movie of like a pew effect from the solar eclipse, and he turns back around to the florist shop and there's this interesting weird plant, and he buys it from the florist where there wasn't a plant before. And so he buys it, and so that's where he gets it, is from this florist shop in Chinatown. But it's like, oh, where did it actually come from?
Yeah, and if we're gonna visually describe Audrey 2, I think it looks like a cabbage.
Or it's like a cabbage, like or like an avocado
cabbage.
Kind of.
It's got like leaves. It's got leaves. Wow, it's a plant. This has been
plants.
herbology. This has been welcome. My TED Talk was secretly about plants all the time.
So yeah, it's very bulbous. It has leaves and like
bulbous is a great word,
but it like the main bit of it that looks like it would be the flower is very round, tapering a little bit at the top. So
almost like lips.
Hey now.
Oh, Grace, did you do any money of how much money math was for how much $100 was in the 60s?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, did you?
No, I did not. I was like, Grace will do money math.
I'll look it up.
You did not.
That's like, that's depressing. Okay, $100 in 1960 is about equivalent to $1,000 today.
Oh, that hurts my gut.
Yeah,
I'll never afford property.
Yeah, I'm never gonna own a home. Oh boy. Anyway. So,
someone show me a way to get out of here.
Oh, feeling a little bit of the unintentional emotional burn. Okay, so.
All right. After
a bunch of people come to see this plant.
Okay. Yeah, and it's great. And Mr. Mushnick is so fucking happy.
Delighted.
He made so much money today. He's like, I'm going to take you being Seymour and Audrey out to dinner. Yes. But Audrey has a date, so she can't go. And Mr. Mushnick does not want to go with just Seymour. And Seymour asks, like, oh, can I go? And at that moment, the plant wilts very dramatically, and Mushnick sees the dollar signs disappearing. He goes, no, we're not going to dinner. You have to fix that fucking plant. I'll see you in the morning. And he, doesn't lock Seymour in, but again, Seymour lives under the store.
In the basement, yeah.
So Seymour takes Audrey 2 down to the basement, and he sings the song Grow For Me, kind of lamenting how he's been trying to keep this plant alive, and he can't seem to figure out what it needs, what it wants. Like, I've given you I know it because I know all of the words.
Of course.
I've given you sunshine, I've given you dirt, you've given me nothing but heartache and hurt. I'm begging you sweetly, I'm down on my knees, please grow for me. And the song culminates in, what do you want from me? Blood? And then Seymour accidentally pricks his finger on
a rose thorn.
A rose. Yeah. And Audrey too, scents the air and, makes, puckering sounds.
Yeah.
And Seymour kind of is like, okay, I'll try anything. And he squeezes a couple droplets of blood out.
Yeah.
And Audrey too, swallows it up.
Yeah.
And Seymour's like, cool, that was weird. I'm not going to think about it. And then he goes back upstairs and Audrey 2 grows.
Yeah, I can't think about that right now.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Anyway, back to my hunch.
But so then we see the plant is getting a lot of attention, and tangentially, Seymour is getting a lot of attention as the discoverer of this unusual plant.
I've forgotten about.
Yeah. And
I've forgotten how much of a media circus there
the whole thing is, because you know what really gets the media going? Horticulture.
Plants. You know what translates really well to an audio-only medium? Horticulture.
Horticulture. So he goes on this radio show and plugs the florist shop, Mr. Mushnick's shop. Audrey too is kind of starts to hint that it wants more than just blood when it tries to bite the ass of a secretary.
Yeah.
Anyway, otherwise, and
for the weird radio DJ is played by John Candy.
Yes, yeah. If
it matters to anyone.
So back in the florist shop, Mr. Mushnick had been listening to the radio broadcast, and Audrey comes in late. Her arm is in this fake sling. It's so funny. It's made out of fishnet.
It's funny.
So
I didn't even realize it was in a sling until she talks about having a broken arm in the next scene.
I know. But so turns out that her boyfriend has beat her again. But she says that she can't break up with him because she's nervous what he'll do if she does. And she goes back to her apartment.
And Mr. Mushnick, to his credit, is that dude's bad news.
Yes, he's been very clear.
You deserve better.
Yeah, that she needs more. And she goes back to her room, and we get the daydream song of Somewhere That's Green, the I Want.
Yeah.
Just sort of her imagining a really classic American dream. Picket fence, big yard, 2 kids, with Seymour specifically.
Oh, you know what? I looked up, I didn't know what a December bride meant. And that's a lyric she says, I'm his December bride, which is, it is an idiom of a woman who marries when she is significantly older than most brides.
Oh.
And again, I have no fucking idea how old anyone is supposed to be in this film.
Right. I do think that Audrey is supposed to be older than Seymour.
I never would have known that.
Yeah.
I never would have known that because Ray Moranis is like 35.
Rick Moranis, yeah.
Rick Moranis, what did I say? Ray Moranis? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the classic I Want song from Little Shop, A Place That's Green, dreaming of an escape from the city, having a house with a manicured lawn and a family, and watching TV dinners, and just an escape.
Yeah.
Cut back to the plant shop.
Yes.
Seymour has continued to feed Audrey to his own blood.
Yes.
And we get the song Some Fun Now, which I think is the first time we hear Audrey 2 sing, right?
I don't think that we get Audrey 2 singing.
Do we hear Audrey 2 in that?
No, I don't think so. I don't
Who
think we
sings?
get it until Feed
Oh no,
Me.
I'm sorry. That is the Doo-Wop Girls.
Yes, that's all the Doo-Wop Girls.
That's
our Greek chorus.
Yeah.
Now him consistently giving blood, essentially, he has really low energy. He's been forgetting things.
Oh, he's dead on his feet.
He's so tired. Then we get the most, truly one of the things that blew my mind the most, which is he had forgotten to get together a flower arrangement for a funeral. And so he runs into the back and asks Audrey to help. And then she makes the most insane lily flower arrangement, which I'm
just remembering you're seeing this for the first time.
It's like 6 lilies, sparsely in a vase with no additional things around it. They're wilting over because there's nothing in there to help it stand up. It's not a thick enough bouquet to actually stand up on its own. She sprays it with spray-on glue and then Salt Bay's fucking glitter onto it and it's just perfect. And I'm just whoa, back up, babe. What?
Did you get the references of, so it's for a family whose last name is Shiva?
Yes.
And it's for a funeral?
Yes.
And they're a massive family and they all keep dying off. And he was like, how could you forget the flowers for the Shivas? The Shivas. But Audrey essentially gives Seymour, she helps him because he forgot this big flower arrangement and they're on their way to pick it up. And so she gives him a pep talk and she even offers to go shopping with him, kind of spruce up his look a little bit.
He
just give him a little bit more
and,
confidence. Yeah.
And they kind of start leaning
Seymour
closer and closer to each other and the flirt is on.
And Seymour's like, well, could we go tonight? And then Audrey's like, no, I'm sorry, I have a date with the boyfriend. And then Seymour makes, I think Mr. Mushik makes a comment of I don't know how someone can call themselves a professional when they ride a motorcycle and wear a leather jacket.
Yes.
And she,
she calls him, he's a professional. And then she reveals he is a dentist. And he
is a dentist and he is Steve Martin. Again, the fact that you were watching this for the very first time is bringing me so much serotonin.
It was, first off, anytime I see young Steve Martin with non-stark white hair, it is alarming.
Here's the thing. I think that's a wig.
Oh, I 100%
Steve Martin
think that's a
started going gray at
20
something. Yeah, 18, 20. So I meant to look. That's why I know how old he is in this film, because I wanted to know how old he is.
No, it definitely feels like either a wig or
41.
a horribly box dye job.
Yeah. Honestly, probably, maybe both. Yeah. But we get the song Dentist. Do you want to take it away?
So we get a little bit of backstory about this guy. His name is Oren. He was a sadistic kid that liked hurting animals and hurting people. And his mom was like, you gotta turn that into something productive. So you should find a job where you can do that as your job. I know. You should be a dentist. And so...
You'll be a dentist.
God, it's such a funny song. But so he rolls up to he has big Elvis vibes in terms of the song quality. So he shows up, he punches a nurse in the face, he rips a doll's head off, and he does root canals without anesthesia. And is this when we see him taking laughing gas for the first time?
Yeah.
So he's also fully hooked on nitrous oxide.
Using his own supply of nitrous oxide. This scene makes, as someone who I have a lot of anxiety at the dentist, and maybe honestly seeing this film at an impressionable age, because we had to watch the film when we did the show, just so we knew. I have so much anxiety about the dentist, and then this guy is absolutely unhinged,
insane, putting his leg up on someone's chest and straddling them as he does a root canal. It's wild, and not numbing them.
No. But anyway, that is our introduction to just how much of a bad guy Oren is. Cut to later, Seymour is cleaning up the shop, and Oren drives his motorcycle around the back. Mm-hmm. And he's high as a kite. He has his own little nitrous oxide supply. Yeah. And Oren tries to go inside the shop, and Seymour's like, whoa, no, we're closed. And Audrey appears, and he's like, oh no, this is my date, this is my boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Oren has a weird interaction with Seymour where he's... Oren's sadistic and really domineering and dominant and... just has to be the alpha, and he treats Audrey terribly. Yes. And he treats Seymour poorly as well, while also making demeaning comments about Audrey in front of him. Yeah. And Oren drives off with Audrey on the back of his motorcycle.
Yes. So after he leaves, Seymour goes inside the shop to shut everything down, close everything up, and suddenly the plant, Audrey 2, starts to squeak and says,
"Slumps.
Feed me." And Seymour's like, what? Oh no. And we get the song Feed Me.
Feed me. Parenthetical. Get it.
Get it. And the voice of Audrey 2 is Levi Stubbs, by the way. Fantastic
this is the
singing
first time we
voice.
Hear Audrey 2 sing.
Yeah. Really fucking good.
And Seymour says, I don't have enough blood left to give you. I can try, but I've literally been feeding you night and day. And the plant suggests, essentially, that Seymour just murders someone and promises to bring him fame and fortune and return, and it'll help impress Audrey. And Seymour is immediately like, whoa. I'm not sure about that. And Audrey 2's like, plenty of folks deserve to die. And Seymour's like, what? What are you talking about? And then out the window, we see Oren ride by on his motorcycle with Audrey Audrey 1 running behind to her place. She fell off the motorcycle. He's really cruel to her. They go up the stairs. We see through a silhouette. Mm-hmm. He slaps her and shakes her a little bit, and Seymour sees red. Yeah. And Seymour and Audrey 2 finish the song by saying, that guy looks like plant food. Yep. Really, really quickly, this is when I turned on the subtitles, because Oren said, get the Vitalis. Yeah. And Audrey goes, I don't have any. And that's why he slaps her. Yeah. And I had to look up what Vitalis was.
What is it?
Oh, it's like a hair tonic, because he says she messed up his hair because he had to go back and get her, she fell off the bike or whatever, and so he's saying essentially get me my hair gel, and she's like, I don't have any more, and that's why
that's so wild.
Ugh. Anyway, cut back to the dentist's office the next day.
And then we
have our Surely Not moment.
My Surely Not moment of the cameo of Bill Murray. Also because
Bill fucking Murray.
One of my fun facts is this is the only movie that Bill Murray and Steve Martin are in together, which is crazy to me, because it feels like they were both the same genre of comedy at the same time. So it's bonkers to me that they were not in more films together. Anyway,
and also, funny about this, the character that Bill Murray plays is not in the stage production.
But it's in the original 1960s
It's in the original 1960 film and was played by Jack Nicholson.
Yep, exactly.
In the original film.
So this is a masochistic patient, Arthur Denton, who's very into going and getting dental work done because he likes the pain.
Yeah.
And he goes in, and Oren, like, doesn't know what to do with him because he's not screaming in pain. He's like,
wait, Grace! I just keep looking at the characters. The dental nurse, Oren's secretary, that's Miriam Margolyes, who is a phenomenal actor and, amongst other things, portrayed Professor Sprout in the Harry Potter series.
Oh my god, I knew she looked familiar. Holy shit. What is going on with this cast, y'all?
I don't know. She was in Called a Midwife.
Oh.
She's still alive. She's still working. Anyway,
she's so funny. Her in interviews, she's hysterical. Anyway, so Oren ends up kicking this guy out because he's not getting, like, the fear that he wants from him. He's getting, like, you know, a positive response from all of this pain he's inflicting. So he kicks him out. Seymour has come in and is in the waiting room at this moment, and he's brought a gun with him, which he shows. So Oren kicks out the patient, Arthur Denton, and sees Seymour and is like, hey, are you afraid of dental tools? And Seymour's like, yes, absolutely. And he's like, fantastic, and grabs him and takes him in to, like, do a root canal. So he's like got him in the chair, he's talking about all this stuff, and he's like, oh wait, before we do anything we need some gas. And Seymour's like, oh thank god, some, like, anesthesia. And he's like, no, not for you, for me. And he puts on this apparatus, which basically is like two gas tanks on his back and, like, a full, like, bottom face cover up the nose that's clear. It feels very like Mad Max Fury Road. And it's basically just like a direct attachment for the nitrous oxide, just so that he can continue breathing it as he's working and continue getting high. As he's, like, getting this mask on, Seymour pulls out the gun and like threatens Oren, and Oren is just laughing high as a kite, and ends up trying to, like, turn off the nitrous oxide gas, but accidentally breaks off the valve, and he asphyxiates. He suffocates, essentially.
Yeah, he asphyxiates in front of
Seymour.
Seymour does not help him.
Yeah.
And he dies.
Yeah.
And then I had the question myself, how's Seymour gonna get the body of Oren to the plant shop inconspicuously? He doesn't.
It's not
he wraps
inconspicuous
him in a sheet,
at all.
drags him down the street. And
it's such an obvious fake body.
Shop.
The body is, like, so stiff.
I know. And this feels this little bit of the plot always felt a little stiff to me, but no pun intended, but Seymour gets the body to the flower shop, and Audrey's like, no, you gotta chop it up.
Yeah.
And so Seymour takes Oren's body then back out into the backyard and begins to chop it up with an axe. Yep. Unbeknownst to Seymour, Mr. Mushnick has come back to the shop.
Yep.
Maybe he lives around the corner. Anyway, he gets back to the shop and he hears noise in the backyard. He peeks through the garage, or, like, the side fence doors. We only see the silhouette of Seymour, like, raising and lowering the axe.
Yeah.
But Mr. Mushnick sees Seymour dismembering Oren's body, and then he flees in horror.
Yes.
And then we cut to Seymour feeding Oren to Audrey too.
Bit by bit.
Kind of like shell-shocked.
Yes.
At this point.
Cut to the next day. Seymour has not slept. He's, like, sitting up in his room, bouncing.
Absolutely not.
And he hears something outside of his window and goes and looks, and he sees the cops talking to Audrey. So he goes over, and Audrey reveals that the cops found Oren's dental practice, like, in disarray, and he's missing, and they suspect foul play. And Audrey feels guilty about this because she has been hoping that Oren would disappear, and now she feels like she's slightly caused it somehow. And Seymour is like, no, maybe this is a good thing. Like, this maybe means that you're free of him. And they run into, like, a back alley kind of deal in a very West Side Story, like, feels like area. And we get the very famous song "Suddenly Seymour."
Classic song. If you know a song from West Side Story,
if you know a song from West Side Story, it's probably "Suddenly Seymour."
It's "Suddenly Seymour." Two things. The blocking, it wasn't it for me. No. The blocking felt really, really stiff. They're kind of just like chasing each other around this back patio area.
Yeah, it's like the Fantastics of them just running in circles.
Yeah. And then Ellen Green?
Yes.
Is that her name? Her speaking voice and her singing voice are
radically
so different. Yeah. And for me, it was really, really pronounced in this song.
Yes.
Just given because the song was more interspersed with dialogue and vocal singing.
And this singing, it does get into like a full belt. So it's not like you can sort of keep the wispy squeak that she has in her voice into a full belt. It's hard to squeak a belt.
I wonder...
Which is a really funny sentence. Sorry.
Now, there is a current revival of Little Shop that's been playing, essentially, I think, for the last 2 years off-Broadway, and Grace and I have talked about going to see it.
Yes, because it's going to have Darren Criss and Evan Rachel Wood.
Darren Criss.
And I was like, yes, all of my childhood crushes coming home to roost.
And I want to know, but it's not, they are like new cast. And there's been some pretty phenomenal casting, like Corbin Blue.
Yeah.
And I'm totally forgetting
John
her
Groff
name.
was in it, wasn't he?
What I'm curious, he was the original Seymour of the revival. Right. But what I want to know is, have the women that have been playing Audrey imitated Ellen Green's vocal inflection and vocal styling?
I don't know. I don't think that it's...
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Okay. Cut. Then the song ends and they make out. They have expressed their feelings for each other and they are reciprocated.
Yep.
We love. Fade to the yellow of Audrey's front door while Seymour drops her off at home. He goes back across the street. If we didn't say explicitly, Audrey lives across the street from the flower shop.
Yeah.
And Seymour goes into the flower shop in a daze and walks past an enormous Audrey 2.
Holy shit.
Like, whatever the dentist was eating was the right kind of nutrients for her.
Absolutely.
Audrey 2, because she's big now.
She's a big girl.
Seymour
Hefty.
goes downstairs and flops on his bed, and then, surprise, Mr. Mushnick from the shadows
appears with a gun.
And he confronts Seymour. About what he saw.
Yes.
And he says, like, I saw
what
you did to that dentist.
Do a murder.
Now, he doesn't know that it was to feed Audrey 2. He just thinks that Seymour killed Oren because he was jealous and wanted to
save Audrey or for whatever reason, but to do with Audrey.
Like, it was purely love-based.
Yes.
And whilst this happens, Audrey 2 upstairs starts to sing the song Supper Time as Mr. Mushnick pulls a gun on Seymour and holds him at gunpoint and tells him, like, we're going to go to the police. And he forces him to go upstairs ahead of him into the main flower shop.
Yes. And eventually Mr. Mushnick is like, or if you don't want to go to the police, what we can do is you can, like, go into hiding for, like, I don't know, say, like, 30, 40 years. And
40 years. I'll buy you a ticket. I'll buy you a one-way ticket out of town.
Absolutely. And all you have to do is tell me how to take care of this plant. And you leave the plant with me. And Seymour can see behind him that the plant is, like, starting to make motions towards Mr. Mushnick, and it's minorly ambiguous about whether or not Seymour is kind of fully aware about what's going to happen, but he starts walking towards Mr. Mushnick, and Mr. Mushnick is, like, backing up slightly closer and closer to Audrey 2 as Seymour, like, is like, well, it's important that you water it on Thursdays, and, like, just really slowly without actually getting to the point. I think
once he starts giving instructions that slowly, he's intentionally backing Mr. Mushnick up into Audrey 2 to the point where Mr. Mushnick bumps into Audrey 2, turns around, Audrey 2's mouth is wide open. Mr. Mushnick goes, what the fuck? What? Fascinating. And then he gets absolutely chomped in half. Yeah.
Like big Jurassic Park on the, like, guy on the toilet energy. Yeah. So
just absolutely swallowed whole. And this is why I had now I take it back.
Okay.
I said earlier I had that problem where I was like, why it felt like a loose plot point of why Audrey 2 was like, you have to chop up the dentist.
Yeah.
But now I remember when he eats Mushnick whole, however, now I remember he's a completely different size now. He's leveled up. At the size he was when he eats the dentist, he probably couldn't have swallowed him whole. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Seymour becomes incredibly famous in the next sequence.
Offered his own TV show, offered like a touring thing, a speaking gigs, like whole deal. And but Seymour's like he eventually, after all of these like offers given to him, he makes it back to the shop, and he's being like mobbed by reporters, and he shows up and like falls through the front door, and there's like a TV crew there that Audrey had set up that are offering him money to have his own TV show, I think, and to like and to talk about this plant. And in the middle of this interview, Audrey too like fully collapses again, and the guy's like, well, what's wrong? Dramatically collapsing, slumps, and the guy's like, well, like, what's wrong? Oh, just feed it. And he's like, I can't feed it right now. And he's like, well, why not? Like, show me where the food is, I'll feed it. And he's like, no. And so he ends up running away, essentially, because he can't deal with the pressure and the guilt of murder.
Yeah. And Audrey chases after him, and they they like go through an alley. They don't get very far. No. But the song during this sequence of Seymour becoming increasingly famous is the song "The Meek Shall Inherit the Earth," sung by our Greek chorus. Yes. Seymour has a meltdown. Audrey chases after him and essentially tells him, like, hey, those men in there, they're going to give you a big check tomorrow. Right. You just got to like get through this. And Seymour hatches a plan where he's like, okay, with that money, we're getting out of here. Yes. You and me are going to escape Sid Row. We're going to, and Seymour to himself is going to like just fully leave Audrey 2 behind. Yeah, and he proposes to Audrey, and she says yes.
Absolutely. And so they decide to get married. But they're going to like get married that night. So, Seymour goes to his basement to pack, and Audrey goes to her place to pack. Seymour tries to like sneak out, like stepping over all the roots. The Audrey 2 is massive now, taking up the majority of the shop, and almost makes it out. And then Audrey 2 catches him and is like, I need more food, I need to eat, I'm hungry. And finally Seymour is like, okay, but I'm not getting you a person. Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah, you get food from the butcher, or you get nothing at all. And Audrey 2 is like, okay, fine. Seymour leaves for the butcher shop, and Audrey 2 hatches a plan where they break through the walls of their pot to drag them. Oh no, excuse me.
They drag the pot forward.
They drag their pot across the room, opens the cash register, gets out a coin, and makes a phone call to Audrey across the street. And is all sweet into the phone, like, oh, baby girl, don't you miss me? And she thinks it's Seymour, and he goes, ha ha ha, no, it's not Seymour, it's me.
She looks out the window.
And at that moment, Audrey looks out the window and sees Audrey 2 through the window.
Waving through the window.
She lives across the street, and she screams, drops the receiver, and then goes to investigate. Terrible idea.
Ma'am. And then, so my question is...
I saw that, Grace, if I am in my home and I see a plant that has called me on the phone through the window...
And it's waving.
Yeah. And has big old teeth and seems to be about the size of a elephant.
Kill it with fire.
I'm not going over there. Yeah. I am not going anywhere near that.
So I have a question now. Which version did you watch?
The Amazon version.
Okay, so I'm assuming that had the theatrical ending. And not the other ending.
I watched the theatrical ending. Okay. I think you would have to look pretty hard to find the original ending.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the original ending whenever we get into dramaturgy. But I just wanted to make sure that we had both seen the same ending, because this movie does have two different endings. Yeah. Cool. So Audrey goes into the shop, and the plant is like, oh, please, I need to be fed. Can you water me? And so she goes...
I need water.
Yeah, so she goes to get the watering can, and when her back is turned, the tentacles of the plants, the vines, wrap around her, grab her, and she gets eaten. She gets pulled into the gaping maw.
Seymour walks back into the shop to see Audrey's legs sticking out of Audrey 2. And he manages to free her. He manages to save her, and they escape into the alleyway.
Yes.
And it just all comes out. All the truth comes out.
Thing comes
Seymour
out.
blabbers the whole truth.
Well, and he also says
he fed the plant.
Part of the reason was I was worried that if the plant wasn't popular, then you wouldn't like me anymore. And she's like, I liked you before the plant was even a thing. So don't worry about that.
I always liked you dummy.
Yeah.
This is a film about social cues.
Yeah. And then they're approached by a TV.
Oh, and we get a reprise.
No.
We get a little.
Oh, yes.
Wait, Grace. We get a reprise of Suddenly Seymour,
yes.
and then we get. We just sang about this moment because they are singing their hearts out in this alleyway, and then they are approached by a strange man being like, "Can you two stop singing for a moment? I have a business proposition."
Ridiculous. So their song is interrupted by this botanical executive named Patrick Martin, who wants to take clippings of Audrey 2 and sell them as like luxury plants. And like
sap, and to essentially spread them worldwide.
Right. It's like, can you imagine
Seymour
one of these in every
that's
home?
a terrible idea.
Yeah. And so
and Seymour, instead of calmly saying no thank you, loses his gosh darn marbles and like chases this guy down the alleyway.
Yeah.
And then Seymour turns to Audrey being like, we have to destroy Audrey too? I must destroy Audrey
This is
too.
my fault.
I have to fix this alone.
Yeah.
This is between me and the vegetable.
So he goes back into the shop, and we get the song Mean Green Mother from outer space. Surprise, y'all. The plant is an alien.
Again, just reminding myself that you are watching this for the
very first time. And I immediately had questions about photosynthesis in space. But...
No, you know what? You don't have to explain why, because it's an alien.
Where do you get carbon dioxide? Anyway, in the vacuum of
But it
space.
didn't need photosynthesis. What it needed was blood.
Where did you get human blood in the vacuum of space? Anyway, so
Audrey
a big fight occurs.
Breaks out of their pot. Yeah, they break out of their pot, and now they have a backup chorus of little Audrey 2 buds.
Yes.
The scene had big Kate Rex a Tavern energy.
Yeah.
Because Audrey 2 just fucking
destroys the
shop.
And Seymour keeps trying to like do different things, or like I think he tries to shoot it at one point, but nothing is working. Nothing's working. Eventually Audrey 2 like brings down the ceiling on top of Seymour, and he's like buried in the rubble, and it's not clear until suddenly
Grace.
like a hand shoots out of the rubble, grabs an electrical wire, and then electrocutes the plant until it explodes. You know what obviously happens when you electrocute greenery is explosions.
This has been Horticulture with Grace. First of all, it's an alien. Second of all, what I want to talk about is how they made it seem like Audrey to raise the building to the ground. There were multiple levels of apartment buildings.
Yeah, it was just one
above this flower shop.
Yeah.
What happened to those people?
Unclear. They're somewhere. Ridiculous.
But anyway, Seymour
explodes the plant
Audrey
with electricity.
And he reunites with Audrey, and they get wed and move to the suburbs.
Yeah, we get a little thing of them getting to their house.
As they arrive in their new home, yeah. And then as we pan, a smiling little Audrey 2 bud can be seen growing in the front yard.
Dun dun dun!
Oh my god.
Delightful. Anna, delightful.
Grace, what do you think of this movie?
I had a blast. I loved this movie. It was so fun. 100% would watch it again. Like... I love watching.
I'm so glad you liked it.
I love watching like so, and I had a question for you as well, and I guess because you've seen it before and like all of that, so you are famously not a horror person, and this is like,
oh, this is so campy.
That was my question, I guess, is like, is this the version of campy horror that you are comfy with?
Yeah, I can handle this.
Yeah,
I mean, the only thing that made me kind of green in the gills was the dentist scene.
Yeah, which.
Yeah, but
horrific.
It wasn't gory. I can't do gore.
Fair enough.
And there was no blood splatters.
Yeah.
It wasn't dark. It was campy, and everyone knew it was campy.
It was campy and colorful,
which was important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
For a horror,
quote unquote,
film, very well lit, very colorful.
Yes.
Didn't try to make it like dark and gritty.
Well, they very, very famously have a much happier ending in this movie than in the musical, so.
Yes.
In your girls only summer camp, did y'all have a happy ending for this musical?
We must have, because it must have been Little Shop Junior.
It must have.
Actually, now that I say that, does that exist? We definitely didn't have a license. I mean, granted, the original one doesn't have any cursing in it. It might not even need a junior version.
I wonder if there's like a fake junior version where they basically just do the ending from the movie.
Oh, it's rated PG-13, so they didn't...
Anyway.
But you're right. Because the end... Now, the musical ends how the original film ends? Is that what you're saying? I don't remember.
So the ending, and I'll get into what the ending is, because I have some stuff about the differences in the ending and why they chose to make it a happy ending.
Yeah, I have no memory of... Again, I wasn't
because you were not in Act 2.
I don't know how it ends.
This is very reminiscent to me not knowing that there was an Act 2 or an Act.
No, there was
another Act 2 American Idiot. Turns out.
So for reference, dear listeners, Grace, up until what was it, before or after college?
Oh, it was after college, which is truly appalling.
It was after college. Grace
I was in my mid-20s.
The second act of American Idiot. And were we driving somewhere
I'm
where
sure,
we were playing
I'm
songs
wondering
and you're like,
if,
I don't know.
I'm wondering if it was on our drive to Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah. Where essentially Grace did not know there was a whole other act of American Idiot because she'd only heard the second act of the soundtrack and has never seen the show.
I didn't know.
It's okay, it's not your fault.
Turns
Someone
out
burned you a bad CD.
Turns out I really was the American Idiot all along. Good. Shall we do some dramaturgy?
Some dramaturgy? Some drinks and dramaturgy?
Yes.
Dramaturgy report. Report. Okay, we have some crazy dramaturgy. This was directed by Frank Oz, who is an American puppeteer, filmmaker, and actor. He's best known for his involvement with Jim Henson and the Muppets.
Yeah.
Over the course of his career, he performed the Muppet characters of Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, Animal, and Sam Eagle on The Muppet Show, as well as Cookie Monster Bert and Grover on Sesame Street, right up until 2013. He was also Yoda in the Star Wars series, beginning with The Empire Strikes Back, and then reprising the role in 6 subsequent films and media over the next 40 years.
Whoop.
And then he would also direct, obviously, Little Shop of Horrors, but he also directed The Dark Crystal, The Muppets Take Manhattan, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. So we'll see him again as long as that was a musical. Death at a Funeral in 2007. He works a lot. He was an actor. He was a filmmaker. He's a puppeteer. He is still alive. He's 79 years old.
Hell yeah.
And had a fucking amazing career.
Incredible.
Cinematographer was Robert Painter, who's they're both British actually. Cinematographer. He is a cinematographer and an actor. Actually, don't think he's alive anymore. Oh. Best known for Little Shop, Superman 3, and Superman 2.
Nice.
Let me quickly double check that if he has passed on or not. He did. He passed away in 2010.
Got you.
He also worked with Oz on Muppets Take Manhattan. And, oh my god, this is awesome. He was a cinematographer for Thriller.
Ooh.
Like the music video Thriller. Hell fucking yeah. And he did that before Little Shop, because that was 83.
Yeah, it was. Wild.
He
that's fun.
In 89 called When the Whales Came.
Oh.
And now I need to know about that.
That's a wee bit ominous.
Film. Yeah. But anyway, that's it for me.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how this got made. So this first off started as a 1960-something film. So this has a similar track as like Hairspray and The Producers, where it started as just a straight movie, like dark comedy movie. It got made into a stage musical, and then it got made into another movie musical afterwards. So the musical had its world premiere off-Broadway in May of 1982. It opened off-Broadway at the Orpheum Theater in July of 1982, so a pretty quick switch there. It won several awards, including the Drama Desk Award for Outstanding Musical. Howard Ashman wrote in the introduction to the acting section of the libretto that the show satirizes many things: science fiction, B-movies, musical comedy itself, and even the Faustian legend. It ran for 5 years, and it closed in November 1st, 1987, after 2,209 performances. It was the third longest running musical at the time, and the highest grossing production in off-Broadway history. There was a Broadway transfer that had been proposed, but Howard Ashman felt like the show sort of belonged where it was. And since it was not produced on Broadway, the original production was ineligible for the Tony Awards. Which is very sad. So to talk a little bit about, so the music and lyrics music was by Alan Menken. Like, amazing. And lyrics and book by Howard Ashman. So he wrote...
That's why the opening is so good.
That's why this music is incredible. So we've talked about Alan Menken before. A little bit about Howard Ashman. He's an American playwright, lyricist, and director, most widely known for his work on feature films for Disney. So he wrote the lyrics, and Alan Menken composed the music for like they were like the main driving force behind like the 90s Disney Renaissance. So like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. And after Howard Ashman passed in 91, Tim Rice took over as the lyricist. So just a really, really incredibly prolific and talented duo there, which makes sense as to why the music is so incredible.
Yeah.
So in regards to the differences between the musical and the screenplay, so this film follows the plot of the musical rather closely, but there's a couple of changes. So in the ending of the movie, Seymour is able to save Audrey from Audrey 2, but so there was an original ending that they had filmed for this movie, and I'll talk through sort of the main differences. So whenever Audrey gets half eaten by the plant, Seymour is able to pull her out, but she's wounded, and
she's like mortally wounded,
and she dies, and her dying wish is to be fed to the plant. So
I fucking hate it.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
which is wild, and that's when the botanical executive pops up and is like, "Enough with your girlfriend's death. Let's talk about selling things." So Seymour goes back in and feeds Audrey to Audrey 2, and then the big reveal of the alien happens, and the shop is torn down, and instead of the plant being electrocuted, Audrey 2 grabs Seymour from the rubble and eats him alive. And then the finale, like the epilogue essentially, is saying that the Audrey 2 buds are a huge craze. They grew an army of monstrous plants and have like taken over the earth. They're shown like toppling buildings, and Audrey 2 is shown at the top of the Statue of Liberty, and the movie ends with Audrey 2 bursting through the movie screen and lunging at the audience. Now, yes. This original ending was received very poorly by test audiences.
I wonder why.
So, I think it was said that, I have the more info on that somewhere, but it was said that like, during the test audiences, they were laughing, they were clapping along, like people were getting like applause breaks after songs, like it was going really, really well. And then the last 15 minutes happened and we killed off our two main characters, and from there it felt like we were in an icebox, and so we had to change the thing. So they changed it because audience reactions to the ending were truly bad.
Yeah, because they were like, "What the?"
They were like, "What is this?" Yeah, so that's why the changes occurred that occurred. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the casting, and I'm going to do a little bit of a dive into Ellen Greene, who played Audrey.
Yeah.
So Ellen Greene was the original Audrey in the off-Broadway production. Now, whenever they were making this movie, they wanted a bigger name. So originally they were looking at Cyndi Lauper, but her touring schedule made it so that she couldn't do it. There were rumors about Barbra Streisand, but after they pulled in Ellen Greene, the director described her as amazing. I couldn't imagine any other Audrey, really. She nailed the part for years. So to talk a little bit about Ellen Greene, so she's had a long and varied career as a singer, an actress, and she's been in a bunch of stage stuff, mostly musical theater, and she's been in a lot of films and television series. So her most famous things are obviously Little Shop, and then also she was Vivian Charles in Pushing Daisies, if you remember that TV show.
Yeah, I do.
She was one of the shut-in aunts, which I loved. So she started as a nightclub singer and got rave reviews, and she ended up befriending Peter Allen, who sort of helped her get into like out of nightclub life and into like Broadway life. So her first starring role on Broadway was the lead in an unsuccessful show called Rachel Lily Rosenblum, which had 7 previews and then closed before opening. And then she played the starring role of Chrissy in the Boom Boom Room at the Public Theater. And that got her to, like her first film role, which was Next Stop Greenwich Village. So she, then her next big thing was playing Jenny in Three Penny Opera in 1976, and she was nominated for a Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Musical for her role in that. She worked a lot with New York Shakespeare Festival and a bunch of other companies. She formed a close working relationship with the WPA Theater, which is where she met Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, and they had a very long-lasting friendship, and that's what sort of landed her to getting Audrey. And then she's continued working a lot on film in smaller roles and things like that. In July and August 2009, she starred as Miss Adelaide in a concert version of Guys and Dolls, and that had like Scott Bakula as Nathan Detroit, Brian Stokes Bakula, sorry. I was like, it can't be pronounced like Dracula, Grace. It's like Scott Bakula. Yeah, Scott Bakula is Nathan Detroit, Brian Stokes Mitchell as Sky Masterson, and Jessica Biel as Sarah Brown. Crazy. So she's still around. She's still working. But she has reprised or done features as Audrey a lot. That is definitely like the role of her career. Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. Okay, so in terms of reviews, reception, release, David Geffen, interestingly enough, was one of the original producers of the original off-Broadway show, and in doing so began planning, like, we're going to turn this into a movie. Originally, Steven Spielberg was attached as executive director with Martin Scorsese to direct. However, there was a lawsuit, and that fell through. It was then offered to Frank Oz, who was finishing working on Muppets Take Manhattan, and he initially rejected it, but then later had an idea that felt appropriate. Like, he got a vision of like, okay, wait, no, I think I know how to make this work.
Right.
He worked on the script for a month and a half, and Geffen liked what he brought to the table and decided, yep, okay, sure.
Amazing.
The original cut of the film actually only differs slightly from the stage play, other than the finale, which we've touched on. The title song was expanded, a couple songs were cut, etc. And a new song, Mean Green Mother from Outer Space, was written for the film. That does not appear in the stage production. And that's what's funny is that was nominated for an Oscar. This film was nominated for 2 Oscars. Mean Green Mother from Outer Space was nominated, and it was also nominated for Best Visual Effects. Mean Green Mother from Outer Space makes it the first Oscar-nominated song in history to contain profanity, and the first Oscar-nominated song to be sung by a villain.
Hell yeah.
Cool. However, it didn't win.
Nah.
In terms
what
of
did win that year? Do you know?
Oh god, it was up against Take My Breath Away from Top Gun.
Oh no!
Glory of Love from The Karate Kid Part 2, Life in a Looking Glass from That's Life, and then Somewhere Out There from An American Tail.
Oh!
But yeah, Take My Breath Away from Top Gun
was yeah, for sure.
What was visual? What one for visual? Oh, Aliens.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
Aliens, Little Shop, and Poltergeist 2.
Yeah, that's a rough year. I'll be honest. There's some years that you don't get a lot of visual effects, but if you get Aliens, yeah, that's
you and Aliens. Anyway, in terms of reviews and reception, even though they didn't win an Oscar, this film was a huge critical success and box office smash. What's interesting is I was reading at the top, the original film, the 1960 one, only had a budget of like $30,000.
Yeah.
And this film had a budget of $25 million.
Yeah.
But, you know, it worked.
Hell yeah.
And it made $39 million at the box office, which the studio says it was an underperformer, but it was like a smash hit on
and it's a cult
VHS
classic,
release. And it's a cult classic. And it has great reviews, and we got a Surely Not, so
yeah, exactly.
I'm happy.
Are we on to Gripes, Giggles, Moments of Joy?
Dancing?
Oh, singing and dancing.
We did singing and dancing.
Singing, well, and honestly, a bit of a tie-in.
You were really surprised by Rick Moranis.
Yeah, I thought
Rick,
that he had
Ray?
a great Rick. I thought that he had a great voice.
Yeah.
For this, and I felt like he really rode the line
it fit
well.
The character. I couldn't have seen him be like I couldn't see him be a Lancelot. But
no.
It worked for this. I could see him be like an Arthur. Couldn't see him being a Lancelot.
Yeah. Can you imagine Rick Moranis as Arthur in Camelot? Wild. That's a casting that I would not have chosen.
You know what?
I'm
into it.
I really enjoyed his voice. I thought he rode the line of because this musical in particular, really you do have to move like from a speak singing into a full singing and back and forth pretty easily.
Grace, did you see about the 2020 remake?
Yes, it's one of my fun facts.
Okay, good.
I have like 3 though, so
I
honestly, yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes, we will get there. So I thought that his ability to sort of move from speak singing into like a full sort of more classic musical theater singing, I thought he did quite a good job. My gripe is actually something that you brought up in terms of Ellen Green's vocals. She's a good singer and can 100% belt her face, but the vocal choice that she had for Audrey to be a very wispy and squeaky kind of voice made it difficult to ride the transition from speaking and singing gracefully. So that's my gripe, honestly, is just that it felt like the vocal choice for the character made it difficult to transition in the scenes into songs. And then there wasn't like actual dancing.
No, there was like
movement.
Doo-wop dancing of the girls.
There was choreography, there wasn't dancing.
There was choreography, yeah. I mean, and as I said before, I had an issue with the choreography in Suddenly Seymour because it felt pointless. Mm-hmm. It didn't move any. It was just like, you go there, and then you walk there, and you climb those stairs, and spread your arms. It didn't get moved by the lyrics. Yeah. Gripes, giggles, moments of joy?
Yes, so I had my gripe. Did you have a gripe?
My gripe is going to be Suddenly Seymour.
Yeah, the blocking of it. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. And giggles, my giggle was that we got maybe it's my moment of joy. My giggle was that we just sang about this moment.
Very true. That's very true. I had so many giggles. I thought it was a very, very funny movie. I mean, my giggle might be the entire Bill Murray cameo.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because it was a full Surely Not, and it honestly felt like Surely Not. And it felt like Steve Martin just wasn't able to get a word in edgewise. Bill Murray was just like a stream of improv.
Yeah.
My moment of joy is gonna be Skid Row. Like, that song.
Yeah.
So good. Chills.
And that's my homework.
Yeah, 100%.
It sets the scene up. Oh, I love it.
Ugh, fun facts.
Okay.
So let me talk about this remake.
I have 2. Yeah, talk about the remake.
We'll start with the remake, and then we'll get into the other ones, because I had a couple of other ones. So there was a remake that has been canceled.
Because it was first announced in January 2020.
Yeah, so
I wonder why.
They were going to have Greg Berlanti directing, Matthew Robinson writing the screenplay, and they were going to serve as producers. And then they had Taron Egerton as Seymour, Chris Evans as Oren, and Scarlett Johansson as Audrey. And Billy Porter as Audrey too. What in the what? But that in September 2022, Taron Egerton said the film is quote unquote dormant due to factors mostly involving the pandemic. But can you imagine that being in the world?
I don't know if I want that.
No, I really don't. I don't think that Scarlett Johansson's the right choice.
Doesn't mean you should. No.
Well, it's like the like whenever there was a hot moment where everyone was like, "Should we remake The Princess Bride?" and everyone was like, "No."
No, it's a perfect film.
Under no circumstances should you remake this perfect movie. What were your fun facts?
I have 2 fun facts.
Cool.
One is members of the Greek chorus are all named after 50s, 60s girl groups. The girls are named Ronette, Chiffon, and Crystal.
Nice.
And thus they are named after the Ronettes, the Chiffons, and the Crystals.
Amazing. I had one about how they did Audrey 2's scenes.
Yeah, that's super fascinating.
Yeah, so there are no blue screens or any CGI effects for any of Audrey 2's scenes. So it was made in 6 different stages of growth. And there were 3 different versions of Mushnick's shop, which made it possible for them to work with different size plants at the same time. Now, how they would do this, so they started this being like, how do we make this feel like it's interacting? Like, there's only so fast we can work as a puppet, because now they had like master puppeteers, like Jim Henson, I think, was involved, or at least his company was, in terms of the creation and the running.
Because the director worked with Henson for so long.
Exactly. Because like there's the 2 kids I think in somewhere that's green are Jim Henson's kids. I'm pretty sure. I remember seeing that somewhere.
His daughter is the girl that Bill Murray talks to in the dentist.
Oh, that's who that is. Yeah. Which is so funny. But so what they ended up finding was that they were able to do all of the motions, but it just felt slow, and so it felt like a puppet. But if they filmed it at a certain frame rate, then everything looked more like it looked sped up, and so it looked really real and like it had live reactions and was a lot faster than they could physically make it. So they ended up filming Audrey 2 specifically at a different frame rate, and the result of it was remarkable. But that did mean that there were certain moments in which Rick Moranis had to sing in slow motion, which is very funny.
Yeah. I read that about halfway through the film, so I was able to watch for that.
And you can't, if you know it, you kind of can see it, but it's only really if you know to look for it.
Really
I didn't notice it until I like did my dramaturgy and then went back and rewatched some clips.
Yeah. My other fun fact is about wardrobes and props. So a lot of the wardrobes and props were obtained from New York City thrift shops, despite this being filmed in London. And set decorator Tessa Davies said the most difficult things to find were trash cans. So what she did was she drove a truck around New York City with new cans, and when she saw an old one outside of someone's home, she would stop and offer to trade it. And she said people thought it was crazy.
I mean, I could totally see just like being outside, taking out your garbage can, as someone drives up with a truck full of brand new garbage cans. It's like, hello, may I have your garbage can? You may have this one. It's like,
I will give you a new shiny one.
Huh. Is this feels like a scam, and I don't know what it is. Scam. Fantastic.
Amazing.
I think we both have the same homework of Skid Row.
Which is Skid Row.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that's all she wrote.
I think that's all she wrote. I'm very, very pleased with this.
What a good time.
And this movie, dear listeners, this movie is 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It is easy to watch.
So
I watched
easy.
it on Amazon. It's also I think it's on HBO Max for free.
Yeah, if you have
but
that.
I had to rent it from Amazon.
Yeah.
It's also
incredible.
available on like a lot of streaming services, so it's easy to watch if you want to watch it.
It's a classic.
If you're still with us, thank you so much for tuning in to 5678, a movie musical podcast. We love doing this. This is our second to last episode of
Yes, so our next episode will be our season finale. How exciting.
Season 2 finale, right?
No.
Season
3 finale.
Guys, what is time?
We've been doing this for 3 years.
That's fake news. I'm sorry. What? That actually makes sense because it's 2024.
Yeah.
Season 3 finale. And then we're right. This is not the season 3 finale. Next episode is.
This
is the 11 o'clock number. This is the 11 o'clock number. Of
this feels like an 11 o'clock number. Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, thank you, dear listeners. We are so grateful for you. Take care of yourselves and others. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show